I always just hope it works. I hope it works. I hope this works. Am I strategizing? Yes. Naturally. Best as I can, honest as I can. I haven't given the shout out to the vegan cross as much as I should. It's not a passing fad. It's not a passing aesthetic. I've mentioned it before, and I'll say it again now, and I'll define it hopefully here. I have about 50 minutes. The bloodless sacrifice. As the preeminent aesthetic symbol of all ages that we know. Even the heel. Yeah, the heel, bro. I'll get to it. The blood. The body. The fruit. The grain. It's not brought up often enough. That the Last Supper is the Passover. I'll leave that alone for now. So we're going to talk about natural philosophy, a term spoken of as if it's a component of the past. Natural philosophy, a component of the past, a thought form of the past. But it's not. Physics. Fuck. Fuck! I'm having battery problems. Always have battery problems, time problems. Because I got so much shit saved on my phone. So much shit. And today is the day. Oh. I'm trying to make it better. Uh-oh. Motherfucker unplugged. Hopefully that worked. It worked for one phone, it worked for both phones. Alright. Because, fuck. Give me a second. I want to change the light bulb. Or should I keep it in the dark? Light or dark? We'll keep it in the dark for now. I might put on the light later. we take things for granted. And because we take things for granted, we don't see what is. So there's this quote unquote dichotomy or dialectic or whatever between the mythos and the logos. But that's not the case. The case is the circle of the mythos and the circle of the logos, and where they intersplice in the vesica. So you have a circle of the mythos and a circle of the logos, and where those things meet, there is this vesica. This Vesica Pisces, this Vesica Piscis, this fish of truth. What do I mean? We take things for granted. I take things for granted. The food I shovel into my mouth every fucking day. Right? If I have to wait for another car at the gas pump, not even like 70s gas crisis shit. Recently there was the problem in Texas with the refineries because of the coldness. So gas went from $2 to $3. Ooh! Right? It is devastating. It is devastating. It's devastating to people like me, and it's devastating to people like me who have, like, real responsibilities. Because I don't. I have no kids, I have no family, I have no wife. I have a subpar life. So what is the power of the mythos, the imagination, the story? If we are studying philosophy and we set the mythos against the logos, that is a false that's a false dichotomy. The mythos and the logos are not offset. They are those two circles that intersect and encompass a vesica where the mythos and the logos meet. That root 3 by 1 cross. Simplest object in the world. A circle with a circle. The vesica. Root 3 by 1. Which has everything to do with Eisenstein, not Einstein. You'll be forgiven for reading Eisenstein and seeing Einstein. You'll be forgiven. But please advance beyond that forgiveness, right? Plus or minus 1, plus or minus root 3 over 2. Gotta get it. Mythos, logos. The mythology, the story. The logos, the pattern. The story and the pattern gotta meet in a place. And that's why the blood, the sacrifice. The body and the blood. That also goes back to the Da Vinci Code shit, because a lot of people talking about, alright, I'm just gonna lay it out. Now, this is it. Whenever anyone says this is it, we talking about Joseph and Jacob, by the way. And that includes Michael Jackson. I'll get there someday. I've alluded to it before. Sorry for being like that. The blood and the bread, the blood and the bread. The mythos and the logos. Root 3 by 1. Or 2? Root 3 by 1. The story informs the pattern informs the story. This, to me, what I'm about to show you, is one of the most beautiful patterns I've ever seen. Because the whole bag with natural philosophy went like this. It branched off in all these different directions, yet it was always the case. And the way that Aristotle has been bastardized because of the misidentification of the body, or the misrepresentation, or the misdescription. I guess that's not a word, but now it is. Like, the misdescription, the misascription. Of the body. The body is not this fucking meat! The body is the corpus. The body is the circumference. However, that circumference is described, written. However that body is described or written in 2D or 3D, the body is not the flesh! Essentially, the body is the anti-focal point of the soul. The soul being a point, a monad, which comes into the whole bag with, I've been on Nietzsche a little bit lately, with the Antichrist and thus spoke Zarathustra, and that's that whole, like, Azura, Mazda bag, Zarathustra, the Zohar, Zorro, Zarathustra, Zoroaster, Zorro. I'm missing one. Zohar. The Zohar is it's related to late Jewish kinda mysticism. Very late. Kind of in the same way that the Moors, as the Moors are related to Islam. But if you're Islamic because of the Moors, you got to look back to the Essenes. And there's several stages of Essenes. The Essenian Gospel of Peace, it's disputed. Yet, at 100 years old, about, it's still got some pull. And it depends what we mean by Egyptian or Ethiopian. Or in the Bible, Moses had an Ethiopian wife. You don't hear that much. Yet it's fucking right there, black and fucking white and red. Don't come up much. Super important. Moses with his uncircumcised lips and his Ethiopian, aka black-faced wife, because the word Ethiopia means blackface, just like in, now we talk about Egypt, we call Egypt Egypt in English because of Greece. But the Greeks called anybody black Egyptian. So then we're talking about the whole motherfucking continent. So what the fuck are we talking about? Anyway. This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. I don't know if I can get there. Airplane mode. Airplane mode. Turn that fucking shit off. Alright. Get to YouTube, bro. This is super important. Alright. Come on, come on. Come on! Waiting. Waiting. There we go. Alright, library. History. Here we go. Motherfucker, where the fuck are you? Chipmunk, Wally, can't give up when crying. That's the video.
The pay is awesome. It allows me to make a little extra income.
This is one of my favorite channels in the fucking world. But I left a comment. That little sound they're making, which also sounds like, if you listen to audiobooks on Audible and press like the back key from chapter to chapter, it makes that sound. Backwards Audible chapters is a scared chipmunk. So, I care about that, right? Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Audible. Like, yeah, Jeff Bezos launched into space recently. Yeah, great. But the fact that Audible, back chapter, clicking on the back makes the choop. I don't give a fuck about the motherfucking ozone, but you made the choop, Jeff Bezos. Good for you. So, despite the fact that all your videos, they kind of sucked. Now, you could say that to me and you'd be right. Maybe I could say that to you and you'd be right. Motherfucking chipmunks, man. Shit. Yeah, look at that poor little motherfucker. Alright. Chipmunk Wally can't give up when crying. Alright. Alright, where's my comment? Where's my motherfucking comment? I don't remember. Shit. Comment, bitch! It'll come up. Oh, there we go. 217. Bag. There we go. This is super important. Super important. I'll describe it when it's done. Crying. Look at how scared that motherfucker is. Wally's freaking, man. No! I don't want to go. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to get out of here. I don't want to go. I'm sad. Life sucks. Everybody's trying to smash me. Smash me. Smash me. If I leave, they're gonna smash me. That's what. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait, I'm alive. Oh, wait, I don't get a choice. Oh, wait, I gotta provide for my youngsters. Oh, wait, I'm awake. Oh, wait, I'm not suckling on mama. Oh, wait. Yeah, now I'm awake. Let's go. Let's get it. Food time, baby! That's where the imagination can inform. That's where the mythos can inform the logos. That's where the imagination can inform the pattern. That's where the story can inform the progression. It takes an incredible amount of will, of discernment, of logic to put yourself in that place. Because we take so much for granted. I take so much for granted. I take so much for granted. Like, I take for granted that I'm going to get out of bed and get in my car and go to work, right? What does that chipmunk take for granted? Nothing. Why? Why does that chipmunk cry when it peeks its head out of the hole in the morning when it emerges from dreams? What does a chipmunk dream of? What would a chipmunk dream of? There are two things: nuts and mom. That's it. Nothing else. There was a safe, loving time for a baby chipmunk when it was with mom. Not dad, not God the Father. Oh no. So I'm going to have to touch on Nietzsche a little bit there. Recently I delved a little bit into the Antichrist and Zarathustra, which I believe are both posthumous. And they don't necessarily ring true. But I've been working on this metaphor for a while, and I'm sure I'm going to get it wrong, but so far as Nietzsche goes, it's hard to see as far as Nietzsche goes, it's hard to see behind that large mustache the tongue in his cheek. A little bit suspicious, Zarathustra and the Antichrist. Because of the post-mortem nature of their publications. Though he said, if truth were a woman, what then? And though he said, there was one Christian and he died on the cross. And all the things he says about women are quite weird. Despite the fact that he opens a book with, if truth were a woman, what then? And it's also interesting. Seventh-day Adventists are harshed on because of the Miller whatever prophecy, blah blah blah. The predecessors of Seventh-day Adventists were this whole group of other religious folk in the US, and they were calling that that the end of the world was the Millerites or the Miller something, and the end of the world was going to come and blah blah blah, and they gave a date. I'll let you look up the date. The Millerite Seventh-day Adventist. Do a couple Google searches, you'll come up with the date. Now here's the interesting thing, because these people thought it was going to be the end of the world. People sold their houses, their farms, their properties, whatever, went up onto their mountain waiting for the end of the world, and it didn't come. All that shit died off, except for some little birth which came out of it, which was the Seventh-day Adventists. Now, symbolically, theologically, take it or leave it, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But symbolically, the date that the Millerites gave was 7 days after Friedrich Nietzsche was born. the author, the self-appointed Napoleonic Antichrist, was born. Nietzsche. No, hold on. Nietzsche. Just saying. Alright, I got 20 minutes, if I'm lucky. The thing about that chipmunk, what's a chipmunk dream of? A chipmunk dreams of nuts. A chipmunk dreams of revenge. And a chipmunk dreams of the one time that it loved in that month or so, nestling with its mom in a hole in the dark, suckling on her teeth in a hole in the ground. So in that video, this chipmunk awakens. Lo I dare not emerge. Lo, I dare not emerge from this hole. Everything is trying to fucking kill me. Even now, in my adolescence, my own mother, the only thing I've ever loved. My own mother, the only thing I have ever loved. Wars against me for her territory. As soon as I step out this door, death, foxes, snakes, coy dogs, hawks, owls, many other kinds of birds, dogs, cats, other squirrels, red, gray, even though I myself am a kind of squirrel. Everything wants to kill me. Everything that doesn't want to kill me wants to take my food for itself, or to deprive me that I not take its offspring for food for myself. Harsh, wicked, brutal. No insurance, no laws. Step out the door, go to war. Step out the door, go to war. So these cute little motherfucking chipmunks who pound for pound. Now, let me tell you something. A cat could take you if it wanted, right? If a chipmunk were the size of a cat, it could take you twice. Pound for pound, man, motherfucking chipmunks. And you'll notice on the road, a chipmunk is a kind of squirrel. There's a lot more dead squirrels on the road than there are chipmunks. And chipmunks are the lord of the ground. They're the lord of the barrier. Chipmunks are the gatekeepers. Because they sow between the below and the above. They are the sine cosine wave. The male and female chipmunks are the sine and cosine wave. With their tiger stripes. Let me remind you. Sorry for being like this is all I got. It's been a tough few days. Given what I got. The blood. The bread. So that comes back to the whole Da Vinci Code shit. Now, if you watch the Da Vinci Code movie, right? They got the bread on the table, but no wine. So in a lot of the Da Vinci Code shit and like the plethora, the plume, the fucking tree that grows off of it, people are being like, oh, well that means that he's not the guy, this, that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's not a sacrifice. He didn't die, da, da, da. Nope. Why? Because the blood and the bread, when Jesus did the Passover, which is, Good Friday, Easter, all that shit. When Jesus did the Passover, he told his disciples to prepare the Passover, which implied the lamb. He served no lamb. He served bread and wine. Now in Da Vinci's painting of the Last Suppers, there's no wine. Well, the wine is the blood. Blood is Old Testament. Pre-Old Testament. You're supposed to not eat with the blood. When you eat with the blood, you're the worst in the Old Testament. When you eat with the blood, you're the fucking worst. You gotta drain that blood and fucking smoke that shit. Black. Char. So the code, as far as the Da Vinci Code goes, is actually really fucking simple. The reason why there's no wine on the table is because it's a bloodless sacrifice. It's bloodless literally, and it's bloodless literarily. The literal bloodless is you kill fucking something, you drain its blood, you cook it till it's fucking burnt and it's dry as shit, or you smoke it. A lot of that Old Testament shit is actually smoking. Not burning, not charring, but smoking, preserving. Would even set that aside. So the wineless is the bloodless. It also refers to not being a drunkard, which I am. But eat the bread, eat the grain. What is the grain? The manna from heaven, so far as Moses is concerned. Yeah, there's that passage about all the people, they've been eating the manna from heaven, which to my mind means grain shipped from the south to the north up the Nile. Because Moses was Egyptian. You know, Joshua, all that shit. Egyptian. For at least 470 years, the Jews were Egyptian. Everything about the Jews is fucking Egyptian. I think it's actually 1,000 years plus, back to Imhotep, but I think Imhotep was more or less Joseph, but 500, 1,000 years, whatever, in Egypt. And then Moses, 40 years, Akhenaten. Akhenaten, 17 years, but there's the preparatory stage up to that. And then there's Akhenaten, Nefertiti, King A, Tutankhamun, or vice versa. But you got a solid 18th dynasty in Mosa, 40 years, in the desert betwixt Thebes and Memphis. Anyway. Yeah, and there's that quote in the Bible where the people are like, give us meat, give us meat, give us meat, give us meat, give us meat. And Moses, aka the Lord, was like, you all motherfuckers, you want some motherfucking meat? It'll be running out your nostrils. And that's some hardcore, heavy-duty motherfucking vegan cross shit right there. Isaiah 1:11. Psalms 34:21. Evil shall slay the wicked. How shall the wicked be slain? Not by the good, not by the righteous. Evil shall be slain by the wicked. Why? Like begets like, bro. The world is butchery. And that video I showed of that chipmunk is proof of that. Yeah. No husband, no wife, no brother, no sister. A mother for a while. A husband for a second. Children for a bit. And then what? Loneliness, solitude, and the brutal butchery. What's above? You'll find no shelter here, right? So we look upon these small things as if they're just cute. And they are very cute. Every day. They emerge from their hole. Wanting love. Even their own mothers will not give them that love. The video I showed before It's the Choo Story channel. And a couple days back, the people who make this channel showed where this chipmunk took a nap in their house because for like 2-3 years they've been romancing these chipmunks. And like, this chipmunk took a nap in their house. And it seems so like, oh, that's cutesy. But like, it's fucking science all the way down. Beyond the failure of incomplete and incongruent number systems. Like, there are billions of chipmunks in the world. Every 2-3 years. Every 6-10 years. Siberian. Whatever. But like, way more chipmunks than humans have ever lived. And they rule the ground. They are the above and below of the ground and the air. And very few, not 1 in a million, not 1 in a billion, not 1 in a trillion, 1 in a quadrillion, 1 in a quintillion, ever have peace. They're alive. You could be a motherfucking chipmunk, man. Alive. And alone. Truly. I feel alone every motherfucking day. But I ain't alone like that. And with Choo Story folk, they had a chipmunk a few days back napping in their house. It's like 1 in a gazillion of chipmunks sleeping with open space above them. It might as well be outside to a chipmunk. It's not. It's still a burrow, but it's not a burrow like this. It's a burrow like this. And that someone chose to do that for them. And it was also one of the weaker chipmunks. It was one of the pacifist chipmunks. If that person were a killer, if that person were a meat eater, if that person were just hungry, not a killer, not whatever, just starving, or had to feed their child, like, they would have killed that chipmunk. But instead, that person gave that chipmunk sanctuary in a way that is so far outside statistical norms that essentially that chipmunk is fucking, and especially because it was recorded on YouTube and is now part of posterity and history, like, that chipmunk is ChooZen. Like, not just symbolically,